Another beautiful day down the canal bank in Enfield, County Meath. I think it's the 13th of May 2025. I get a lot of queries from people looking to buy property in Ireland, obviously from Irish people, and I also get quite a lot of queries from people overseas. And the overseas people, some of them come from the United States, and as a consequence the system in the United States is different, significantly different than it is here. I might go out here into the light. Just go down here now to there's a little boardwalk or a little area here that looks quite nice. As I was saying, a lot of Americans especially contact me with a view to buying property in Ireland, and a lot of Americans, we've assisted a lot of Americans buy property in Ireland, and it's gone very, very well, very, very smoothly. But there is a significant difference between the American system of real estate acquisition, property buying and selling, from the Irish scenario. And in the United States, it seems to me, many people have contacted me from the United States, and they generally appoint a realtor themselves, a real estate agent themselves, to act on their behalf in relation to their purchase. And then I presume an attorney deals with the legal aspects of it, but a realtor or real estate agent will deal with the other aspects of it. For example, is it a good location? What are the neighbours like? What's the property like? What's the rental prospects perhaps like? Is it considered to be a good area, a bad area? Is it considered to be an area that's on the rise or on the fall? You know, is there any adverse developments, perhaps, you know, factories or whatever being planned for nearby? Is there road widening or road changes that are going to affect the situation? The point is that for the American looking to buy property in Ireland, there is very, very few, very, very few people who provide that sort of service. In other words, if you're expecting your solicitor to provide that service, you're going to be disappointed, because the solicitor, his or her job is to deal with the legal aspects of the transaction, not with the physical property, not with the boundaries, not with the general area, with the legalities, in other words, with the contract and the title documents. So you might engage the services of a structural surveyor or engineer or architect to carry out a survey of the property for you. And in addition to that, you might engage the services of somebody who, like a property finder or a property sourcer or a real estate agent, to assist you with other questions you might have. But if you need to do that, if you're physically unable to come to Ireland and make your own inquiries and carry out your own due diligence, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem, because your solicitor won't be doing that. That's not part of the service. You will need to either make your own inquiries and carry out your own due diligence as to the physical features of the property and whether it's satisfactory for you or not. But your solicitor won't be doing that. Your solicitor will only deal with the legalities, the legal documents, the contracts and so on. And it may be enough for you to have a look at the property by video, for example. It may be sufficient for you to do that. And if that's the case, well and good, but you have to consider who's going to do the video for you. Now, the estate agent, if he's anxious, very anxious to sell the property, may well do a video and send it to you. And in addition to that, then you might get an architect or an engineer to carry out a structural survey, and that would be very, very useful for you as well, and is strongly recommended if you're buying a second-hand house. But you need to be absolutely clear about the services your solicitor can provide. Your solicitor will be dealing with legal title, with legal documents, with planning, with title, with the contracts, with special conditions, and all of that stuff. But your solicitor will not be giving you an opinion about the structural integrity of the property, will not be giving you an opinion about boundaries, will not be giving you opinion about whether it's an area on the rise or an area on the fall, will not be giving you an opinion about any impending developments, etc., that might adversely affect the value of the property. And you need to be clear on that. You need to be clear that in Ireland, the system is not the same as the United States. And it's very, very unlikely. Now, I do know of one lady, I can't remember her name. She contacted me or made a connection with me on LinkedIn a couple of years ago, but I think I've lost her details. She was a property finder or a property agent. She acted not for sellers, not for vendors, but for purchasers. And she's the only person that I can think of off the top of my head, and I don't know what her name is, who provides that sort of a service. Maybe a person providing that service is essential for you, or maybe if you're going to spend a couple of 100,000 perhaps at least on a property, it makes sense for you to actually come and physically look yourself, physically make inquiries, physically carry out your own due diligence. You may not do that, but I would recommend it, quite frankly, because the system here is different to the United States, and the system here does not involve you or the purchaser appointing a realtor as such to act on your behalf. Now obviously they might, but what services they provide, I'm not sure. You'd want to check that with them. But whether they're going to go around the country looking at properties for you and giving you an opinion, etc., etc., as I say, that's not really the system here. The system here is slightly different. So when you're buying property in Ireland, be mindful and aware that a solicitor is absolutely essential, but will deal with only the legal documents, legal title, and you will have to carry out a certain amount of due diligence yourself, and you will have to make your own inquiries and suck it and see, essentially. Hope you find this video useful. If you do, we'd appreciate if you hit the thumbs up button down below. You may be interested in subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's 13th of May 2025. I'm walking down the Royal Canal here at Enfield. Beautiful day. Hit that thumbs up button. Thanks a lot.